Hello, my name is Mike, and in this video I will be comparing the FU tone brass block for an Ibanez Edge Bridge. I have a Frankenstein Ibanez RG320 FM that my mom bought for me back in 2003, and have since changed every piece of hardware on it except the body and the neck. I've almost always had Floyd Rose equipped guitars, and one of the things people do to increase sustain is to upgrade the tremolo block. So here's the original block that came with this Ibanez Edge Bridge, and I've already replaced that block with the FU tone brass block. So here it is. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there it is. So what I did is create a test comparing the before and after effects of changing the blocks. I first put new strings on, which are Ernie ball skinny top heavy bottoms, and then I recorded a very simple chord. Being that this guitar is drop tuned to drop C, my idea was to see and hear how long a note could be held, and to give it a more realistic test, I fretted two strings so that we could not only hear the open notes but also include two fretted notes. Using my Axe FX3, which runs direct to my computer, I recorded 6 different examples. 2 recordings are direct from the guitar straight into Reaper, with one being the before the upgrade and one being after the upgrade. Another 2 are still direct but on a clean channel, before and after, and then the last 2 recordings are distorted. Now, the sustain shouldn't really be affected by the clean channel and the distorted channel because it's still just direct sound, but it's only boosted. Alright, so we're in Reaper, and I've aligned each before and after recording so you can see the sustain of each waveform. I've recorded 3 different takes so that we could try and get an average. The top 2 recordings are before and after, recorded direct from the guitar through the Axe FX3 and straight into Reaper. The 2 blue tracks are before and after on a clean channel, and the 2 red tracks are the distortion channel. Now, if we look at the 2 gray tracks, which is direct through the Axe effects, the before track has a much shorter tail than the after recording. What's important to note is just because you can see it doesn't necessarily mean it's life-changing, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and set these up in an A-B pattern and play them. If you're listening on a phone, then by all means double tap the right side of the video to skip ahead. Alright, so I've organized this so that the before recording will play first, so you can hear how long the sustain lasts, and then the next recording is the after recording. The third section is both the before and after playing at the same time. I didn't record these to a metronome, so instead I've aligned them as best I could to the strum so that they're somewhat equal in length. Then the clean channel will play, and finally the distorted channel will play. When it gets to the third recording of each, pay attention to the volume level and watch as each one gets lower and lower in volume. You can see it here and here. Alright, let's play it. Alright, so as you can see, there is a difference, but like I said, I wouldn't call it life-changing, you know? That was actually one of the comments I read online before buying this, and it really got my hopes up. I mean, I guess I was expecting it to sound like a Sustainiac system with added nuances like harmonic overtones or something, but man, was I wrong. It absolutely does not sound anything like a Sustainiac system. However, it clearly does increase sustain, and if you look at the waveform, it looks like the volume carries on further, especially through the tail end, but there's such a noticeable loss of volume that it almost seems like it doesn't work. And here's what I mean. In this quote unquote real world example, I'm playing a simple scale riff and then I'm holding out a fretted note so you can see and hear side by side how it sounds. Alright, well, what do you think? I mean, I've thought about this, and the only other thing I could think about is maybe if I could bed and pillar the neck into the body like a hunting rifle, you know? Maybe then it would help solidify the vibrations more. I mean, you've got to think about it from like a sort of electrical standpoint, right? Insulators and conductors, things like wood and rubber and soft materials, those help soak up vibrations, and we don't want that for sustain. So, I mean, I've already replaced the claw and the springs, the block, the contact points between the bridge and the locking nut are metal, so there's not much else I can do besides upgrading to a Sustainiac system, right? Well, alright, there it is. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's definitely better than what I had originally, so I'm going to keep it and try some other things. Alright, later.